While no one knows its exact origins, a cult has formed in America and has been operating right under everyone's noses. With close to 600 denominational temples in more than 40 states and many more planned for construction, the Church of Trader Joe's lures in new followers with the promise of something better, something uniquely theirs, and their numbers grow exponentially every single day. Joe Bros, Joe Hoes, Trader Raiders, Trad Chads, Jehovah's Witnesses. These are just some of the nicknames for them that I just made up. But whatever you call them, Joe heads are fiercely loyal to the Church of Trader Joe's and the unique treasures found within. They know which products are new, which ones went out of rotation or just came back. They share info, news, and gossip all over the internet, and follow their beloved temple's nefarious machinations with a religious fervor. And I found all of this in preparation to infiltrate their sacred ranks and go deep undercover. I will be risking my life, as well as those of my friends and family, for the purposes of this scathing expose. I hope you enjoy. For those unfamiliar, Trader Joe's is a chain of grocery stores founded in Southern California in 1967 by founder Joe Coulombe. According to Coulombe, the concept of Trader Joe's arose from the popular tiki culture of the 1960s, as well as the rise of affordable international travel. As the population became more knowledgeable of other cultures, a desire for the foods of said cultures wasn't being reflected in stores, and Trader Joe's desired to change that. Which is why, unlike other grocery stores, Trader Joe's did and does produce most of their own products. Not in the same way as your local grocery store, which may have a bakery or deli counter. Damn near everything found on the shelves of a Trader Joe's is their brand. Many of these are things that you can't get anywhere else. You can't find a kimbap at Safeway or a Danish Kringle at Kroger. So much of the appeal of a Trader Joe's is its exclusivity. Now, you may hear that and think, well, that sounds like you're describing Whole Foods, a grocery store that specializes in boutique high-end foods intended for the upper middle to upper class people that can afford to shop there. And up until recently, you'd be right. Because while the prices at Trader Joe's did exceed those of many peasant grocery store chains, that all changed under inflation. When rising prices meant the cost of most food items became dangerously close to those already found at TJ's. I mean, why pay $3.99 for a bag of stepped-on Safeway apples that are a few days away from going bad when you can get a bag of fresh Trader Joe's Honeycrisp apples for $4.19? This all made for the perfect recipe to expose the masses to the insipid dangers of Trader Joe's cult, and I'm not going to let those bastards get away with it. I'll be going undercover, posing as an ordinary human shopper, do my usual weekly grocery trip, try some of their goods, and find out just what in the hell is going on in there. I'm going to go there and expose them as the insidious cult that they really are, to immerse myself amongst the weirdos who know all about the best Trader Joe products. I will become one of them, and I will see you all on the other side. Okay, I'm back, and what I've found is beyond what anyone, including myself, could possibly have imagined. So I go into Trader Joe's and it feels odd. It's like an entire grocery store that's been crammed into an AutoZone. So if you don't like trying to shop among swarms of people, this might be a little off-putting. But among the throngs of people are employees. Employees that seem diligent and dedicated to replenishing stock, helping people and getting them out the door. Typical with cults. Comparatively, it makes my local grocery store seem like something out of the Cold War era Soviet bloc. Produce on the verge of going bad, meat that when you cut into it looks like the inside of a tumor, and the kind of customer service you'd expect in a prison. There's something particularly enraging about having to check myself out in the vicinity of 4 teenagers who were being paid $15 an hour to talk and play on their phone, and pay absolutely no attention to what's going on around them. Hell, I don't even blame them if that's genuinely all that's expected of them. I know this video is about the cult of Trader Joe's, but this story can't be told without first conveying how truly awful my local supermarket is. They don't just treat you with indifference, they treat you like you, the customer, are beneath them. Like they signed a mission statement committed to you having a horrible experience. Hell, they even have a Starbucks, and it is the worst Starbucks experience you'll find. You go to the counter and there's no one there. They're open, There's just no customers or employees until enough time passes and the one employee comes back and she was in the bathroom and you heard the toilet flush and it was enough time that you immediately calculate that she just took a shit, but not enough time between the sound of the flush and her opening the door to properly wash her hands. So when she asks you what you want, you pretend you didn't hear her and check your phone, and when she asks you again, you go, huh? Oh, nothing. I'm here for something else, and walk away. Because you don't want her to know that you know she just took a shit, even though you know that she knows that you know that she just took a shit. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the cult of Trader Joe's. So what did I find? Well, let me just tell you. Oh my God, it's incredible, you guys. So I start off in the produce section and I see basil. It's one of the most common herbs, but for some reason my grocery store never has it, and when it does, it's wilted and shitty, and $4 for a tiny bunch. At Trader Joe's, $4 for a giant container of fresh basil. I continue on and they have so many delicious and unique items, and the prices are all reasonable. What are your favorite Trader Joe's items? I'm going to do a top 5. If you have any recommendations, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll totes be sure to give them a try on my next trip, which should be any day now, lol. Number 5, steak and stout pie. Starting us out, we have the steak and stout pie, which is an amalgamation of 2 British classics, the meat pie and the Sunday roast dinner. Tender chunks of roasted beef, veg, and gravy are piled into a flake puff pastry. You definitely have to be in the mood for one of these, and they take quite a long time to cook, but on a warm day, these are great for a hearty meal. Number 4, chimichurri rice. This might sound like a lame pick, but I love the chimichurri rice. It's just flavored with some vegetables and a chimichurri sauce, which if you don't know is just a bunch of herbs, garlic, olive oil, and a bit of vinegar. It's a great foundation to build a meal on top of and has limitless possibilities. Throwing in a bag of this and some shrimp or fish and you've got yourself a hearty dinner. Number 3, Hatch chili mac and cheese. As a rule, microwave mac and cheese is awful, which is what makes Trader Joe's mac and cheese all the more impressive. It's creamy, it actually tastes like cheese, and the little bursts of green chili make for a sharp contrast that cuts through the richness. They're the perfect size to just throw one in the mic and have for lunch. Number 2, Italian Bomba. Coming in at number 2 is a staple in my cooking arsenal, Italian Bomba. It's a jam made from Calabrian chilies and oil, and it is a grenade to ignite anything you're making. A spoonful in a sauce turns it into a spice explosion. I really need to play around and find more uses for it because it's a regular get on my trip to TJ's. Number 1, Bomba. There really can only be one true number 1 at Trader Joe's, and for me, ahead of Bomba, it's Bomba. Bomba is like a cheese curl made from puffed corn, but instead of cheese, it's flavored with peanut butter. It originates from a snack made in Israel in the 1960s, and although I'm not much of a snacker, I could absolutely smash an entire bag of these if I'm not careful. They're that good. And the beauty of Trader Joe's is that while my top 5 may not look anything like yours, that can change. Leave a comment and let me know what your Trader Joe favorites are so I can give them a try. See you later, Joe Bros.